We all have moments where we feel off, whether it's a kind of a moment of high emotion, maybe something unexpected happens, maybe something goes on that you're just a little bit blindsided by. And it can be really, really uncomfortable to experience these moments in general, but it's even worse when you feel like you have no solution, like no way out, no way to kind of bring yourself back to center. Well, today we're going to go over a very special technique which will absolutely help to retrieve your nervous system from those moments of, oh my God. Hello, fabulous. I hope today is treating you kindly. It's been a hot minute since you've seen my face. My apologies for that. My recording space was a little tore up for a hot minute. We had a lot of things going on, but I'm back now. Hello. Welcome back. I appreciate you being here. And as I said in the intro, we are going to talk about a very special technique today to kind of support our nervous systems in coming back to center and being able to ground in those moments of high emotion. Before we do that, though, if you have not yet already done so, please do like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all my latest content. This is all for you. I'd love to know how you're doing. I'd love to know how it's helping you, and I'd love to know what you need so that we can continue to provide you the best quality content available. So let's get to it. Today, we're going to learn the anchor technique. You may have heard about this before. I actually learned about it in therapy. It's amazing, and I'm going to walk you through it. So anchor actually is just an abbreviation for this technique. So each individual thing that we're going to do one at a time starts with the letters that spell the word anchor. So we're going to start first with awareness. So first thing you're going to do when you start to notice an emotion pop up that maybe feels a bit uncomfortable, you start to notice some dysregulation going on, you start feeling all the feels. First thing you're going to do is you're going to pay attention to that. Very important. You're going to just do a quick scan head to toe like we do in sessions and just notice where you're at in your physical body. Notice the symptoms. Notice where you're at in your emotional mind. Notice where you're at mentally. You know, if you're frazzled or you're feeling a little bit scatterbrained or foggy or any of that kind of stuff, or maybe your thoughts are racing, you're just going to notice all of that. Okay. First step. Second step, we're going to name it. So whatever the state of your being is in, you're going to give it a name. You're going to call it out. You're going to describe what that is. And you don't have to be eloquent. You don't even have to be accurate. You just have to say whatever it is that you're feeling out loud. Like, I'm feeling activated. I notice my heart rate is racing. I notice my thoughts are racing. I notice that I'm angry. I notice whatever. Just give it a name. Next, we're going to center. We're going to take a moment to feel the body. We're just going to feel the body, press those feet down into the surface you're resting on, whether it's the floor, the ground, whatever. Really squish those feet down and notice the sensation of your feet in particular touching the surface they're resting on. Notice how they feel inside your shoes or your slippers or whatever it is you're wearing. Notice how they feel on that surface, on the carpet, the tile, the wood, the whatever. Just notice. This is going to bring you back into your body, going to bring your awareness back into the present moment, which is extremely important because usually when we're activated, it's because of something that happened that could potentially impact the future or something that reminds us of the past. And then we get all in our feels because, future predicts, or excuse me, the past predicts the future in our brain, right? Next, we're going to hold. We're going to hold space for ourselves. And we're going to take 3 deep, slow breaths into the belly. We're going to blow it up like a balloon and extend that exhale, breathing out as far as you can. 3 breaths. And then you're going to orient. You're going to look around. You're going to check your space out and you're going to just look for whatever it is in your space that brings you comfort, brings you peace, brings you back into this specific moment. You can even look at your hands if you want to. Just whatever. Whatever it is, just you're looking around your space, reorienting yourself like, hey, I'm safe. I'm not in danger. Whatever this thing was, I can cope with it. Here's, my degree on the wall that tells me I know what I'm doing. Like, here's a photo of my family that tells me I'm loved. Here is, my pet that's sitting next to me that brings me comfort and joy. Whatever the thing is, right? No judgment. Lastly, we're going to respond. So remember that we're not reacting, right? Which has 0 thought. It's just like a reflex action, right? We're going to respond. which does require a moment of pause and consideration and active choice as to what to do next. What this does is it gives you space between you and the thing, the activation, so that you can actually engage in whatever it is that needs to come next, right? It's always better whenever you've got an emotional challenge that comes up, especially if it's something super stressful and you are still required to perform. You still have to act like a human in this situation. It's amazing to give yourself a little bit of space. Pardon my phone dinging. Um, give yourself a little bit of space to be able to create a response, to just have a moment of, okay, all right, excuse me, this is a thing that happened. I'm noticing it in my body. This is how I'm responding to it. Okay, all right. Now, let me just do all my things. So let's practice, because practice makes perfect, right? Or at least practice makes proficient, which is our goal. So I want you to invite you to think of a time where you felt activated in your nervous system, where you felt uncomfortable for whatever reason, and call it to mind. Really be in that moment where you're experiencing the things. Maybe you got a phone call with some bad news, or somebody did something that upset you recently. I want you to be in that moment and I want you to think about it. Okay? Notice how you feel in your body. Remember that sensation. Go from head to toe. Notice any areas of tension, discomfort. Notice what your heart rate is doing. Notice what your breath is doing. Notice all those things. Okay? No judgment. All right? We're just paying attention. Okay? So notice. What do you see? What do you feel? What are you experiencing? What's around you? What's going on? Okay? Where are you at in your body? Now, we're going to name it. So for me, I like to name it, I feel activated. Usually for me, activation is I don't feel safe. I feel under threat. I feel like I need to react, right? So usually that involves increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, some swirly thoughts. I get a little like fidgety and things like that. So for me, that is activation. You can call it whatever you want. I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm sad, I'm stressed, I feel under threat, I'm concerned for my safety, whatever the thing is, okay? The only reason we're giving it a name is so that we can identify it. We're connecting the parts of our brain that don't speak, the feely bits and the thought bits. Those guys don't interact very well. Like there's no language for emotion typically. So we're just giving it a name so that our conscious mind can go, oh, that's what this is. All right, I understand you. I understand you. Okay, body, I got you. We're good. Now we're going to center. You're going to notice your body. You're just going to feel your body resting on the surface it's resting on. Squish those feet down into the floor or the ground, whatever. Really notice that connection between your feet and the ground or the floor. Just notice it. Okay? Get all up in those feet. Like the only part of you that exists is those feet touching the ground. Notice that. Notice how supported you are. Notice how safe it feels to have an anchor point that feels solid and steady, right? That's what we need for our nervous system right now, to feel solid and steady. Now we're going to breathe. We're going to hold space for ourselves. Let's take 3 deep inhales and release. Inhale and release. Inhale and release. Again, we're activating that vagus nerve, that big giant long nerve that runs throughout our whole body that tells our nervous system, hey, we're safe, we need to calm down, we're okay. We activate that when we do the deep breathing and the extended exhale. Very important. Now we're going to orient. We're going to look around our space. So I know y'all can't see anything in my space, which is, okay. But I can see, like, for example, my phone, which has sparkles, which makes my soul happy. And that's a lovely thing to orient to. And I have my cup of tea, which is my happy, comfort, warm, lovely thing that I can orient to. Off screen, I have books and things around me and just pretty art that I made and, just different things that can make my soul happy, give myself a moment of lightness, give myself a moment of, oh, actually, I'm okay in this moment. I'm okay right now. I can choose to be okay right now. I can make that choice. And now we're going to respond. Okay, this is where we get to act from a space of consciousness and self control rather than just bleh. So, like, you get that email or you get the whatever the thing is, right? And even if the event has already occurred and maybe you feel like you didn't handle it super well, the cool thing is we can do a brain rewrite right now where you get to re experience that moment, where you get the opportunity to respond, right? Build those neuro connections, build that muscle, so to speak, of responding the way that you want to, and you get to just respond. Say whatever the thing is that you actually needed to or should have said in that moment, or what you wanted to say in that moment, or do the thing that makes the most sense for where you are given the nature of the situation. And that doing of the thing might be doing nothing. It might just be letting whatever the thing is pass because that's the most aligned for you. Whatever it is, no judgment. You're perfectly safe, perfectly fine to do whatever it is that you need to do. And now you've gained a valuable skill that you can use over and over and over again so that when these moments come up, and come up they will because they do all the time, you'll have an extra tool in the tool belt to support you in getting through them. So, again, if this has been helpful, please do share with other folks because obviously sharing is caring, and we want everybody to have the opportunity to feel anchored so that we can have more opportunities to engage with each other in ways that are meaningful and supportive rather than reactive and stressed. So, thank you with glitter on it for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you have a sparkly rest of your day.